Ananya was the epitome of beauty and ambition. Born to affluent parents who were both high-ranking government employees, she had a life of comfort and privilege. Her parents adored her and ensured she lacked nothing, showering her with love and providing her with the best education money could buy. Ananya grew up in a lavish home, surrounded by warmth and care, never once encountering the harsh realities of the world. She was sent to study in a prestigious university outside her home state, where she thrived both academically and socially. Independent and carefree, Ananya was admired by her peers for her intelligence, charm, and confidence. She dreamed of carving out a meaningful career and traveling the world, experiencing life to its fullest. However, her dreams took an unexpected turn when her parents, like many in their community, decided it was time for her to settle down. They found a match they deemed perfect, a handsome and successful doctor named Arjun. The proposal was ideal on paper. Arjun came from a respectable family, was well-educated, and had a flourishing career. Though Ananya wasn't ready for marriage, she trusted her parents' judgment and agreed, hoping love would blossom in time. The wedding was a grand affair, attended by hundreds, and Ananya entered her new life with cautious optimism. Initially, Arjun seemed kind and attentive. But soon after their honeymoon, Ananya began noticing odd behaviors. Arjun was unpredictable, kind one moment, unreasonably angry the next. He would snap at the smallest things, sometimes over incidents that seemed trivial. When she expressed concern to her parents, they brushed it off as her overreacting, telling her that adjusting to married life takes time. As the months passed, Arjun's behavior became more alarming. He was controlling, dismissive, and quick to anger. One evening, during a heated argument, he raised his hand and slapped her, a moment that left her in shock and disbelief. When she confronted him later, he apologized profusely, blaming his outburst on stress. Wanting to make her marriage work, Ananya forgave him, believing it was a one-time incident. But it wasn't. The abuse continued, escalating with time. When Ananya discovered she was pregnant, she hoped the baby would soften Arjun and bring happiness to their relationship. Instead, her pregnancy became another trigger for his anger. He would yell at her, mock her, and sometimes shove her during arguments. She lived in constant fear, walking on eggshells to avoid his wrath. After enduring months of torment, Ananya gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She hoped the arrival of their child would soften Arjun, but it only made things worse. He showed little interest in the baby and continued to belittle Ananya, accusing her of being a burden. Unable to bear it any longer, Ananya packed her bags and returned to her parents' home with her newborn. Her parents, though sympathetic, were hesitant to fully support her decision to leave Arjun, fearing societal judgment. Ananya decided to take legal action and filed for divorce. In court, Arjun made a surprising declaration. He claimed he did not want to leave his wife and would take responsibility for both Ananya and their child. The court, favoring reconciliation, directed Ananya to return to Arjun's home to try and make their marriage work. However, the reality was far from the promises Arjun made in court. When Ananya returned to his home, things deteriorated rapidly. Arjun showed no intention of changing his behavior. He neglected both her and their baby, often locking himself away in his room while they struggled to get by. On several occasions, Ananya and her baby were forced to go without food for days. The abuse continued, and the hope for reconciliation shattered completely. One fateful night, after a particularly harrowing experience, Ananya realized she could no longer subject herself and her child to such a toxic environment. She returned to her parents' home and resolved to end the marriage for good. She refiled for divorce, this time determined not to let Arjun's manipulation sway her decision. Ananya knew she had to take charge of her own life. She decided she would no longer be dependent on her parents and began to chart a new path. She enrolled in further education, leveraging her background and skills to qualify as a healthcare professional. With sheer determination and hard work, she eventually started her own clinic, providing for her daughter and building a stable future for the two of them. Years passed, and Ananya's life flourished. Her clinic became successful, and she gained recognition for her expertise and dedication. She provided her daughter with a loving and secure upbringing, ensuring she never felt the void of a broken family. One day, Arjun reached out seeking reconciliation. He claimed to have changed and wanted to be part of her and their daughter's life again. But Ananya, having endured the pain and betrayal once, refused. She had built a life of peace and stability and would not risk it again. Her parents, seeing her success and strength, suggested she consider marrying someone else. But Ananya politely declined. Instead, she found her purpose in helping others. Inspired by her journey, Ananya opened an NGO dedicated to supporting women like her, those trapped in abusive marriages, seeking freedom and a fresh start. She poured her heart into the organization, providing legal aid, emotional support, and skills training to empower women. Ananya's life became a beacon of hope for many. She proved that even in the face of darkness, one could rise stronger and rebuild a life of dignity and purpose. For Ananya, her greatest success wasn't just her flourishing career or her NGO. It was the strength to reclaim her life and inspire others to do the same.